What's going on, guys? I'm gonna be doing something I've never done before. I'm posting up a recording of our course material for the aesthetic gym clients only. I wanted to give you guys this because this is the only lesson I would attribute my transformation journey to. So this lesson is gonna be the alter ego effect, how you can completely change yourself, your character, just with one lesson. And again, remember, knowledge is only potential power. I want you guys to really listen in, take some notes, and if you want the link to this, you can go ahead and message me the word alter ego on Instagram, and I'll send it right over to you. Let's get started on the lesson. If there was one thing that I would attribute my entire transformation journey, how I've transformed my entire life within these past 5 years, it would be because of this lesson. This is something I'm very passionate about, creating your alter ego, because this will literally allow you to completely change your life and completely change your character to become the person that you want to be. Creating your alter ego. This is going to be the most important lesson in your journey, and we'll go through step by step exactly how to do this, how to create it yourself to be the person that you want to be. Lack of self-belief comes from not identifying like the person you want to be. A lot of people, they have doubts in their head. A lot of people, they have thoughts in their head where they're like, I can't do it. Even if they say they can, they still don't have that full conviction from the bottom of their heart of self-belief. And that's because you are not identifying yourself like the person that you want to be. I've given this situation an example before, but I want you guys to also comment down basically what the answer is. And it should be pretty simple. Let's say two alcoholics who are best friends. They decide to quit drinking together. When people ask them, hey, do you still drink? Here are their replies. Person number one says, no, I quit drinking. Person number two says, no, I'm trying to quit. Person one says, no, I quit drinking. Person two says, no, I'm trying to quit. One of them ended up quitting forever. Never touched a drink in their life. It was done from there. The other one only lasted 6 months. Who do you think lasted forever? Was it person one or two? Person number one. Person number one identifies as a person who already quit, meaning we act in accordance to who we think we are. It's pretty obvious. The answer is pretty obvious, right? A lot of people might be like, duh, it totally makes sense, but why do we do this with our fitness journey? Why do we do this with our goals? If we know that this is a fact, and we know that this makes sense for alcoholics, for people who want to quit smoking and all these things, why do we do the same thing when it comes to our fitness journey, with our language, with our future, right? So whenever we think about our future, we always have these doubts and we don't identify as we were that person already. It makes perfect sense, but why do we do this on our fitness journey? Using words like, if I get to my dream body, I hear this so much. I'm so lazy. You have like negative phrases and words that you say, even if it's a joke. I will try to get to that goal, meaning you won't get to that goal. That's just basically what that tells me. Maybe, if, right? All these words, you have to be very careful of what you actually say. Speak like you already have it, and it will be yours. Speak like you already have it, and it will be yours. That's one thing you guys have to really understand. Before I completely transformed physically and mentally, I had to fully identify as if I was that person already. I'm not going to be trying to get to a transformation. I'm not going to try to be the best online coach. I'm not going to try to create the aesthetic dream. I'm not going to try. I am going to do it. I'm going to identify like I am that person already. The alter ego effect is the main thing that has completely changed my perspective and life because of this one thing. Let's get a deeper dive how to create an alter ego to create your higher self. This is something that I do still every single year. At the beginning of the year, what I do is I have my vision board. I create my goals, right? What I want to achieve, and also things that motivate me all around that, pictures. And I also create an alter ego for myself, because if you get to a certain point after a year, there has to be that next goal you're striving for. I'll tell you this right now. If you feel like being stagnant is okay when it comes to your goals, there's no such thing as stagnation. There's only growing and deteriorating. That's literally all it is. That's why I always try to do this. Like, you're never going to be too good to do this because there's always things to improve on. How do you create an alter ego to create your higher self? Here's going to be your alter ego development kit. Name. Give your alter ego a name that fits his or her personality, characteristics, inspiration, their backstory, how I will get into this character, how I will act, things I will say to myself, something I will wear or do. So this is a powerful strategy that can help you overcome mental barriers to achieve your fitness goals. Here are the steps to develop an alter ego for your fitness transformation journey. Number one is define your goals and challenges. Clarify your fitness goals and why it's important. Whether it's just about health, whether it's getting off medication, whether it's being confident at the beach, whether it's, wearing your favorite bathing suit or your favorite dress or your favorite suit to actually look good in, Whether it's just looking good for the wife or your husband, whatever it might be, ask yourself, why do I actually want this fitness goal? For you to be able to get to your goal, you're not just gonna get to your goal if you don't know your why. If you don't know your why, and if you don't have a clear why, you're not gonna get very, very far. As soon as you get tired or a bad day comes, you're just gonna quit right away. That's how easy it is to quit when you don't have a strong why. On my wallpaper, I have pictures of my family, the wife, and everything, because this is something that motivates me. And right in the middle is like my goals. This is something I have to remind myself every single time I feel lazy, every single time I don't feel like doing what I need to do. I try to make sure that I remember my why, because without the why, again, you're not going to last very long, whatever goal it might be. Step number 2 is clarify what habits it actually takes to reach your goals. This is so important, because when people think about goals, they think about how long is it going to be? It's going to take so long, but they don't really think about what it takes. What is the roadmap? It's all about habits. The only difference between you and that person that you look up to is the habits that you guys have. What time does this person wake up? Let's think about the person that you look up to, whether it's a fitness influencer, whether it's a motivational speaker, whatever it might be. Think about the person you look up to. Maybe it's your father or mother, whoever it might be. Whatever person that you look up to, as for your fitness journey, as for like the life you want to live, or maybe even if it's just your future self, ask yourself, okay, like, does this person who has a six-pack that I look up to have the same habits as me? Does he drink every single weekend? Does he not track? Does he only track when it's convenient? Track his macros when it's convenient? Clarify what habits it takes to reach these goals, because again, the only difference between you and that person that you look up to is the habits and the decisions that you guys make every single day. People who are super successful with their fitness journey, they do the things that they have to do even if they don't feel like doing it. That's just a complete truth. People who don't really get to their goals and it's very, very slow, these are the people that only do things that they need to do, right, when the time is right. When, you had an easy day at work, when, everything's great at home. Again, clarify what habits it takes to reach these goals. What habits do you need to reach these goals after you put your why? Step number 2 is create your alter ego's identity. Choose a name, write the characteristics. And again, this could be cheesy for a lot of you guys, but I'll tell you this right now. This shit works. This works. Ask yourself, who do you want to be? Choose a name for that person. This is just for your personal self. It could be the cheesiest name. You can do whatever you want. Who do you want to be, and what is this person's name? Step 2, characteristics. List the traits and qualities your alter ego possesses. Is he disciplined? Is he confident? Is he energetic? Is he lazy? What are the traits and qualities that this person has? And then you think about how your alter ego handles challenges. I want you to be very, very specific. Same thing with the visualization, which we're going to get into right after this. Before I even competed or wanted to become an online coach or got to my transformation and all these things, I had to visualize what that would look like for me. And this is something I also implement with you guys on our first call ever when where we're thinking about your goals, right? Visualize who you want to become. What does this actually look like? Close your eyes, open your eyes, think about like what that actually looks like and how will it affect your life. Think about your alter ego, how he or she handles challenges, stays motivated, and overcomes setbacks. So what happens when you get fired from your job and the last thing you want to do is actually eat the food and go to the gym? What happens when it's the most stressful day at work and the stressful day at home? Do you still go to the gym? Ask yourself those questions and think about how your alter ego handles those challenges. And then you will become them. That is going to be the goal, is you becoming the alter ego. Step number 3 is visualize your alter ego. Visualize your alter ego in action, successfully achieving the fitness goals. I want you to really visualize, because when I was visualizing the life that I wanted, I would do this every single morning. I would think about me at the beach with the transformation and coaching and doing all these things. This was my goal. So what I would think about is literally, how does the beach smell? How does the sand feel? Like, I would visualize exactly what that would feel like being in that situation. So visualize your alter ego. It's gonna be the same thing. You can be as specific as you can. Like, I really, really want you guys to actually be very, very specific when it comes to this. It's very, very important. Number 3 is develop a backstory and persona. What is your alter ego's backstory? What is your backstory? What are your traumas? Like, we can go there. This is like where it's actually important. If you think about Batman, Superman, and all these like superheroes, if you really think about their stories, the reason why they're so cool and they're superheroes is because they went through a lot of trauma, a lot of hard things in their life. You have those things in your life, that is going to be your gift. No matter what it might be, you going through that trauma and actually overcoming it and becoming a better person because of it, that is going to be your backstory. That is your superpower right there, is your backstory. Step number 2 is establish habits and routines. We talked about habits earlier. Write down what habits does this person have, right? This alter ego. And then what I want you to do is really establish those routines. How can you actually make it into a routine? Ask yourself that. For example, for me, only book I've ever read before I got on my self-development journey was Diary of a Wimpy Kid. I was not a big reader, but I knew if I wanted to be focused on self-development, on my fitness, and actually improving my life, I have to get at reading, because that's what everybody says. All the people that actually did something with their life, they read a lot. So what I did was I started small, 5 pages a day. That's all I did. I committed to 5 pages a day, even if it's boring to me, even if though I don't read a lot, that's not my thing. 5 pages a day, every single day, and that's what I did. And then I did 10, and then I did a chapter a day. And then it became a habit. So how can you make these habits into your daily routine? When are you going to do it? What time? Are you going to do it first thing in the morning? Ask yourself these things and actually make it into a routine. And then integrate your alter ego, number 4, into your daily life. Adopt the persona during the workout. Before each workout, mentally step into your alter ego's shoes. Is this person going to go to failure, or is this person going to stop when it burns? Right? I'm calling some of you guys out. You don't stop when it burns, you go to failure. That's how you should be training. Before each workout, mentally step into your alter ego's shoes. Is he or she going to wear things that makes them confident, or is he just gonna wear things that, you know, whatever, right? Like whatever clothes I just have, I'm just gonna put it on. Ask yourself these questions. Adopt a persona during the workouts and actually act like you were that person already. Because I'll be real, like all it is just acting like that person, and then slowly over time it becomes you. You literally become the person that you look up to. Isn't that fucking cool? Think about that. Step number 2 is use positive self-talk and think about what you say before you say it. This goes back to what we were saying earlier. Use positive self-talk and think about what you say before you say it. So many people, they let certain words come out their mouth and they don't even realize it. If I get to my goal, oh, I'm so lazy. You know how I am. I've always been lazy, right? That's always been who I am. Think about what you say before you say it, because whatever you say, you will act in accordance to that. If you say you're lazy, I'm sorry to tell you, you'll be fucking lazy forever. If you say you're this, you're that, and you've always been the person that's struggling with weight, and you've always been the person that's been big boned since you were young, and you've always been this XYZ, whatever it might be, right? Then you will act in accordance to that. But if you identify yourself as a fitness person, as a person who's already made that transformation, you will actually make that transformation. Fitness is more of a mind game. That's all it is. And then your body follows. That's why you have to conquer your mind first. And then from there, the body follows. And that's why, I'll be completely honest, when I first started with fitness, it was for selfish desires. Just because I wanted to look good. And it was just because I wanted to look good for girls, right? It was stupid. And as I got into the fitness space, I started learning more things about myself. It developed into something that was super crazy, which was self-development. I used it as a tool to develop myself no matter what. It was the first thing that's taught me that if you actually wanted something really, really bad, you could actually get it, which is the cool thing. Step number 3, visualize consistently. Keep it in your daily routine. Like when I was explaining to you guys, when I was visualizing the dream person and life that I wanted when I was younger. This was a YouTube video I saw from Tony Robbins way back in the past. Is visualization. You have to visualize consistently, keep it in your daily routine. So what I would do is while I was doing my yoga stretching every single morning, I would visualize the life that I wanted. I would think about how it smelled like, how it felt, like physically felt, like the sand and all these things. I would think about how I would feel in that moment as well until it became a reality. And it did become a reality. So what is that for you? Is it taking off your shirt at the beach and actually feeling great? Is it having a lot of energy for your grandson, your son, whatever that might be for you? Visualize that consistently, how it would feel. You have to do this in your daily routine. You have to write it down. Okay, my morning routine's gonna be reading, and then this, and then that, and then visualizing for 5 minutes, put a timer on my phone, close my eyes, and really visualize how that would feel. Put that into your daily routine. This will only work, just like anything else, just like your fitness journey. This will only work if you actually do it on a day-to-day basis. You can't just do it today, just because you're super pumped watching this, and then forget about it. Because it's not going to work like that. You have to do this consistently. Slowly, it's going to sleep into your subconscious mind. And then from there, you will become that person as you do it more consistently over time. Number 5, this is going to be embodying the alter ego beyond fitness. Apply the alter ego to other areas. Use confidence and determination of your alter ego in other aspects of life, such as work, relationships, and personal growth. This should already be given because, again, like the person who's consistent at the gym and is consistent with their self-development, it's just going to go into other areas in your life, right? The biggest lie, I'll tell you this right now, that people tell themselves every single time is, oh, if I try to improve on one area of my life, then one has to suffer. That is complete bullshit. I mean, me and Coach Washington talk about that all the time. When I started taking my fitness super seriously, it actually gave me more life. It actually made my relationships better. It actually made my self-development better. It actually made me into a better coach. Because again, the way you do one thing is the way you do everything. If you have this limiting belief right now that you're telling yourself that, oh, if I really go hard on my fitness, my relationship, my marriage, my personal life is gonna suffer because I have to focus on my fitness, you are completely missing the point. The point of actually making a transformation is for you to make a life transformation. It will make you into a better person, a better husband, a better dad, a better brother, a better partner, better in your work. It's gonna make you more consistent in every single aspect of your life. Keep that in mind. If you have that limiting belief right now, that's the same thing, that's negative self-talk that you're telling yourself. So again, step 2, obviously with embodying the alter ego beyond fitness is maintain consistency. I scanned through this really quick earlier. We'll go through it. The alter ego development kit. Name, give your alter ego a name that fits his or her personality. Characteristics, describe the traits of this person of your alter ego. And again, this could be as corny as you want. Go crazy with it, right? If you want to put a funny name, do your thing. But think about something that will make you look up to that person. Describe the traits. Inspiration, list people or characters that your alter ego reminds you of. Do you have a, like, even if it's a guy from a movie that you really looked up to, right? Or even if it's a celebrity or a fitness influencer, think about who do you inspire to be, alter ego to kind of be like. Think about that. And then what are their backstories? Describe the kind of life your alter ego has lived, things already endured. Batman's parents died and he became Batman. Think about like the traumas and the bad things that's happened in the past. And I do want you guys to go there because again, that will make you into a better person if you really embrace that. Because if you don't face that in those parts of your life, it's gonna show up in other aspects of your life, your marriage, your family life, and things like that. So you have to face those things. Make your backstory, make your traumas, all the bad things that's happened to you in the past, make that your superpower. How I will get into this character. Describe how you will mark the transition, right? Is it wearing a certain shirt? Think about how you will get into this character. I'll give you guys what I do. Literally every single time I am on Instagram and, you know, I'm with you guys usually, I'm wearing a button-up shirt, right? I'm not wearing it right now just because I just went to San Diego. But yes, how I will get to this character of being Coach Francis, it's actually my button-up shirt. That's a secret. That's why I always wear, I have like 6 black button-ups, right? I have for the whole week was because of that. How I will act, describe your posture, how you will walk, how you will talk. Are you gonna be slouched down like this and talking to people, not looking them in the eye? How will you act? Describe every single aspect when it comes to this. What will you say to yourself? Include statements or mantras that are typical of how your alter ego thinks. Something I will wear or do, describe physical reminders that you can use and be noticeable in the gym or just like in your life in general. Alter ego development kit. I actually made one earlier in the year. I'm gonna make another one just because we're about halfway through the year for myself. This will only work if you are consistent with it. So ask yourself, does this alter ego want to compete? Does that scare you? Whatever your goals might be that you know in the back of your head, I really want to do that, but I'm just fucking scared. Are you going to run the marathon? Ask yourself what these goals are and create an alter ego that can do those types of things. And that's how you'll actually achieve anything that scares you, is through this alter ego. Again, this is something that I've used myself and a lot of you guys have used as well. If you just scan through this on the course, then this is your opportunity right now to actually change your life to do this. Because this works. I'm telling you guys, this works. This will only work though if you actually do it, you are consistent with it. That's our alter ego. Again, if you actually take action on this, and you're not just listening in just to listen in, if you actually take action on this right after this and you do it consistently, you'll see like literally within 3 to 6 months how you've changed as a character. So I highly encourage you guys to get this done. So that is pretty much it. Carson, do you want to add anything, brother? I know I told you I was gonna lead this one, but
Absolutely, man. Well, I think it's really important when we talk about building out the alter ego. Absolutely have to tie this back into the first slide on the presentation, because when a lot of people build out their alter egos, they completely mess it up by being in the mindset of, okay, what's my character going to be? Okay, these traits. All right, I'm going to try to act like this in front of people. I'm going to try to be like this. I could be like this guy. And I'm going to tie that back in the first slide. It's not that you're trying to be this character. Whatever you write down on that document, when you transition into that, you are what you write down. It's not, I'm trying to be this. No, you are that. Keep that mindset in place. Besides that, I think really that would be the only thing I have to add. I really like the presentation, and yeah, I think that's it.
yeah, absolutely. I mean, this is something that I see too. I do these things where I go through my alter ego and I completely change. I surround myself with people that actually respect that, so I can actually transform overall, not just with the body, right? Not with the physical aspect, but with the mind. And I notice these things when I come visit back home. I know you're at home right now. You visited family, right, for the past 2 weeks. But every time I come visit back home, it kind of reminds me, oh shit, I've actually changed a lot, right? Last time I was here, right? And you don't really notice the change, right? Until maybe you see an old friend or you go to an old place or whatever, you're like, oh, I've actually completely changed a lot, right? Every time, maybe, I don't know, this is just a random example, this is not me, but maybe let's say every time you used to go to the bars or near the bars or maybe near the place you went to go to like drink with your friends. You used to have a real hard urge to drink alcohol and go out and party and all those things. But now, since you've transformed, you go back, you're like, wow, this I'm like completely different now. Because I've heard that from a lot of you guys in the past, right? Where you're able to really control yourself. You have full self-control and alcohol is not controlling you, or the fast food is not controlling you. You go to a restaurant or a fast food place that you used to really love, and now you go back, you're like, oh, I have complete control over myself now because I've built that discipline. That's also a part of the alter ego, right? But imagine that, those small things that I just said, right? Imagine that with every single aspect of your life because you've completely transformed. I'm sure you guys have experienced that where, you went to maybe an old place or old restaurant or old fast food place, maybe with your old friends, and then you're like, wow, like I used to not be able to control myself when it comes to these things, and now I have complete control because I've transformed in this way and this way. So just imagine that one little thing in every aspect of your life, your relationships, right? The self-development aspect and your marriage and all these things. So I want you guys to really think about that because again, if you've experienced that before with fast food or whether it's like drinking and things like that, that's just an example, a small example of what can happen in every single aspect of your life. Again, this works. You just have to do it. And you actually just have to take it seriously. And you have to do this when you're alone too. No distractions, you know, 10 minutes, 20 minutes, 30 minutes, going through this lesson again, writing down, okay, who do I want to be? And create a routine around that alter ego and become that person, right? This is something that's going to be very, very personal. And this will only work again if you actually do it consistently. You can't just do this for a week and be like, oh, nothing's happening. Of course, nothing's happening. It's like going to the gym for a week and saying, oh, there's no results. Of course, there's no results. It's only been a week, right? People have been doing this for like decades and years for them to get a transformation. And, it's the same thing when it comes to your mindset. It's not anything different, right? You have to give it time. You got to give it consistency. Just like you're not going to get results first week, you're not going to get results with this with just like 1 week. So you have to keep this consistent and keep it in your routines. I want to open up for questions about mindset or about the presentation. Really quick. I know you guys already have watched this on the course. This is an updated version. I'm actually going to be replacing that one with this one. I'm recording this right now, but does anybody have any questions about creating an alter ego or maybe just about your experience with that?
I'll definitely speak, man. I don't really have a question, but definitely a comment, man. Like just listening, I realize that that's what I've been doing without really knowing that that's what I've been doing.
Yeah.
Just making improvements. I used to be a heavy alcoholic, man, and that's changed in my life. Never really understood nutrition and why it matters and the balance of it. And now it's one of the most important things I got going. My relationships, my attitude, just everything, man, just not holding grudges and,
Yeah.
not taking the negative side of everything.
Yeah.
Always trying to be a peacemaker, man. Always trying to look for the resolution instead of the constant blame game or looking at what the problems may be. So it's just been all around, man, just improving my life, in a lot of ways. And it didn't necessarily start with joining the Aesthetic Dream. It was like that's kind of what made me become a part of the Aesthetic Dream team.
Yeah.
It was just one more positive choice that I made for myself. It just gives me confirmation that I'm exactly where I'm supposed to be.
Yeah.
This is very empowering, man. Very powerful, man. Really makes me look deep inside, man. All this is like heavy. It's like I said, man. Every time I do get the opportunity to get on, man, it's something that really hits home.
Yeah.
Very powerful, man. Very powerful.
Yeah, I appreciate it, bro. I appreciate it. And dude, like, I'm so proud of you. Like, I'm not just saying that again. I'm so proud of you because I'm sure you were at a dark place of your life at that point, when you were doing all those things and now you've came out of it. You look back, you're like, wow, like there's no words. Maybe there's a lot of emotions of, wow, like I've completely transformed in every single aspect, even the way you think, right? You mentioned that you used to always blame and like think about revenge and things like that. Like the thing is, man, now that doesn't get you anywhere. And then you've, completely transformed through not intentionally the alter ego, because again, you've completely changed your character first, right? But in order for you to actually get the transformation, right, you have to change the character first, which was what I was talking about earlier. The mind first, right? Shifting that, and then you actually get the outcome at the end. So that's exactly what you did. Have you done alter ego before?
No, man, actually, now I'm gonna be focused more, because
Yeah.
I hadn't heard this before, man, but it makes so much sense, I'm sitting here, I'm thinking while you're speaking, like what my alter ego would be, and it puts me back to, it's something I always tell, those close to me. Once upon a time, man, I remember being a good kid
Hmm.
before I ran into a lot of things that got involved in that,
Yeah.
you know, kind of postponed who I was supposed to be,
Hmm.
and I got off track for a long time, and now I'm finally getting back to the person I was always supposed to be.
Yeah.
And it's what I want more than anything.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's been very helpful in, letting go of those old habits and replacing them with new habits. Letting go of the old company and searching for the new company.
Yeah.
Trying to find the people that you want to be like.
Exactly.
Or the kind of people that you want to share the characteristics that you look up to, that impress you,
Yeah.
or influence you.
Yeah.
This is definitely something, man, that's it's gonna be on my mind, man, for the rest of the day, for sure.
Yeah. Awesome, man. Awesome. Well, dude, so again, like you've completely transformed, even like, with your story right now, and I appreciate you for opening up. And right here, basically what the alter ego does is it's a lot more intentional, right? And obviously, I know you have the intention in the back of your mind, and slowly we've gotten there where your mind has become like who you are today, the character. But this one, it kind of is a shortcut because you're literally writing down, okay, what does this person do? I'm going to do that every single day. What does this person think? How does he make decisions and all these things? So, like, this transformation could be like literally within the next 6 months of how you can shift into your character, right? And become that character that you want to be. Because a lot of people, if you look around you, sometimes I look around to other people, I'm like, a lot of people are just drifting. Like they're just letting life happen to them without being intentional. Okay, who do I want to become? What do I want to give my family? What do I want to pass on to my kids? And that's where it really comes down to, right? Is like all the traumas and things that maybe people went through as a kid. They don't want to. You don't want to push that on to the next generation. You have to like break that trap, right? So that's what I always think about. That's why I do want to become better and better and better. So my kids' kids, and all these things, they're going to live a better life. So that's awesome, man. That's awesome. I appreciate you for sharing. And then, yeah,
Yeah,
I'll
thank
be
you.
sending the how to, like the screen recording and stuff. I'll send it over to the group chat and also the link. That way you can just copy and paste and just create your own. Eric, were you going to say something?
What's up, everybody? So I think I'm going to recreate a new alter ego because
Yeah.
I kind of defeated my last alter ego, which was like the guy that completely started over, right, my fitness journey, right? I would wear the hoodies, wear the sweat, walk looking down, didn't pay attention to nobody, and now I I don't wear hoodies anymore. I wear tank tops and I'm walking
Yeah.
with my head up. I need to recreate a new one for this new 6 months and then go from there. But I feel like I defeated the first one. So
Bro, you completely defeated the first one. I'm not sure if you guys I'm not sure if you guys saw my post, but I'm gonna show off Eric a little bit more right here. 62 pounds down. Absolutely insane. He created an alter ego in the beginning too, from what you guys heard, and he was able to lose 62 pounds, and this is absolutely crazy, right? These two pictures are not even the same people. So again, bro, super proud of you. This is absolutely insane. But yeah, create a new one. This is something that doesn't have to be like a one-time thing. I always create new ones. Actually, I started when I first learned about this. I really studied it, how to create it, and all these things from different mentors that I had in the beginning. So yeah, this is something that I still do to this day, just because it's so powerful. You can always improve. You get to that point where you completely transform. You're like, okay, next, who do I want to become, right? Because again, there's no such thing as stagnation. There's only growing and deteriorating. So. Um, Awesome, man. If you, Travion, all of you guys want to send it over to the group chat if you're open to it, or if it's a little bit personal, totally up to you. Again, no pressure at all. You can keep that to yourself, or just send it to me and Coach Carson as well.
sure the new one, but I gotta find. I know when I first started, I actually wrote everything down, I gotta look for my notebook.
Okay.
And I'll screenshot it and send it to y'all. If not, then I'll try to remember what I wrote, and I'll put the old one, and I'll put the new one.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
I'll probably do it like tomorrow. So.
It's cool when you look back at it, huh?
Oh yeah, dude, it's just and
Yeah.
the pictures like.
You're like, wow. Like, you look back at the alter. I look back at my old alter egos. I'm like, wow, it's crazy how it's completely shifted. So that's awesome,
Yeah.
man. Would love to see it. Anybody have any comments, any questions about the alter ego? Again, this is something that is going to completely change your life if you take action on it. Just like what I say, knowledge is not power, guys. Again, knowledge is not power. Knowledge is only potential power. You can listen to this and be like, oh, that makes sense. He made a good point. But until you actually do something about it, then you will actually change your life, right? So again, knowledge is not power. Knowledge is only potential power.